Hello, hi everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. I hope you are well. As always, a little bit tired. I am much more tired here than in Egypt. So, let's begin with our topic for today, which is the Sacrum chakra related to the emotional week of Aquarius. And for today is the constellation of Scorpio. So let's remember a little bit our month of Scorpio, but in order to use it as a tool for our month of Aquarius. So remember that we are entering in the age of Aquarius. So this is why everything that we see from other zodiac signs, we have to take it as tools for this new age. So remember that we are working with the last zodiac sign that we are that takes part of the water trinity, and remember that the spirit of this water trinity is Pisces, the soul is Scorpio, and the body is Cancer. So remember that the spirit, which is Pisces in this trinity, is like the ocean of the spirit expanded. Is this ocean expanded all around the cosmos, through all the people, this ocean of emotion. And then we have, that's why we relate this with the unconditional love. And then we have Cancer, which is the body. So it's the divisions, is the structure and limitations of that water. So it means the water that we have inside our bodies is the limitation, the ones that separate every individual and the groups of people. So that would be our inner water. That's Cancer. And then we have the water that connects us all in these links and boundaries in between the conditions and the unconditionality, which is the water of Scorpio. So remember that Scorpio represents the energy of the soul that connects, that links every one of us through the memories, through the emotions. So everything that is invisible to the eyes, that links us one another, but that we cannot perceive unless we see it within. Is all those unseen aspects that live hidden in our subconscious. So this is why everything that we don't want to see goes also there. Not only the memory of our history, but also our traumas, the things that we don't want to see, our own shadows. All of that goes there, goes to that dark side. So all of that information, that library that we have of our soul, goes to Aquarius. It goes to Scorpio, sorry. So remember that the energy of Scorpio is the one in charge of all the things that we don't want to face, that we deny in ourselves, all the things that we have to work with, and we don't want to work with. Basically, the energy of Scorpio is the one in charge of all these things that we inherit in our lives, and then once we did, we don't want to use, we don't want to clean. So all these information is hidden in the energy of Scorpio, because it's related to the intestines, the one that when you eat separates the nutrients for the body with the things that then will become poop, will become all the things that you just let go from your body. Okay, so the one in charge of doing this dissemination of what you need and what you don't need is the energy of Scorpio. So once said this, remember that this is not me speaking about the Scorpion people. This is about everyone, because everyone has also Scorpio within. We all have these attributes of Scorpio in ourselves, but mostly, most of the people has many problems on expressing this energy, because it's really hard, because it faces you to all the things that you usually hide. So this is why we usually have this energy of Scorpio hidden within our body, not showing that part to anyone. But some people from the Scorpio energy that is awakening, that they don't have fear of showing that part, they have much more Scorpion. So they have this black humor, for example. Black humor is the way in which the Greek used to call one of the waters of the body, which is the black humor, is the liquid that is black, which is the intestines and the black waters of our body. So that's why we call it the black humor. Is the one that is from the lower part and that is something dirty. So that's why Scorpio doesn't have any problem with sharing those kind of things, with taking out this information, because it's normal with black humor, with sarcasm, the lower passions, speaking about deadly things, the invisible things, and so on. Okay, so this is why it's so natural for the Scorpion people to share things that usually for the other ones is not, and try to hide it. The job of Scorpio in this trinity of water is related with emotions, of course, because water is emotion. And remember that emotion means movement. So movement is evolution, is to move ahead, to transform constantly. That's the emotion. But in order to be able to go beyond and to transform, we have to first see from the point of view of Cancer, which is the one that is limited, the body. So Cancer usually is this aspect that says, I need to protect, and love is protection. Love is the one that tells to me, this is good, this is fine, and I can do everything, and so on. So suddenly this Cancer attribute, this Cancer aspect says, I can't stand anymore to be the one taking care of the whole family. I need to set myself free to do something better, to do something greater, not only to stay for my own. I need to expand my love. So suddenly the Cancer one finds Pisces, and Pisces is the best thing for Cancer, because Pisces is the one that says, hey, we are all family, this is love, and so on. So for the Cancer that is trying to transcend into a high level of consciousness, Pisces is like the best thing, because Pisces is sharing this love with everyone, taking everyone as a family. So that's why for the Cancer aspect in any human, when we are trying to find the spiritual love, we kind of follow the freedom of Pisces. But what happened? That Cancer is the body, is a structure. So in order for Cancer to find the transition to Pisces, they need to go through Scorpio. And what is Scorpio? Is the soul emotion that says where are the things that you have to work as a Cancer in order to go to Pisces. So this means that Scorpio says to Cancer, you are limited, you have structures and conditions because those conditions protect you from your wounds, from your traumas. So if you want to expand and transform who you are to become more Pisces and love unconditionally, well, you have to face your traumas and you have to know where are your wounds. So Scorpio is the one that says, you see, this is a wound that you have. This is here. Oh, here you have another cut. You see it? Perfect. Okay. So Scorpio is the one that has the ability to find the problem and points it and goes to the point and put the finger on it and says, you see, this is your shit. This is your problem. So the energy of Scorpio is the one that will tell you where is the conflict. So basically, this is the reason why most of the signs and people are afraid of Scorpions. The sign of Scorpio. Scorpio people are the ones that can tell you exactly what is the conflict, the problem. So, because usually humans, we don't want to see our darkness, we kind of perceive the attributes of Scorpio. We kind of see the attribute of Scorpio like kind of a demon. So it's like, oh no, this is dark energy. We don't want that. This is horrible. Oh no, they can tell you stuff that you don't want to hear. So usually they run away from the Scorpio people because they just, you can tell something to them and suddenly by just looking at you, they would say, are you sure? Are you sure that's your shit? Isn't your shit this and this? Isn't that because of this? And then they laugh a little bit about it. So they kind of know where to touch to show you the weakest point. So as an attribute of Scorpio, not speaking about the people, but speaking about the archetype of Scorpio, we have to remember that this energy is related to the biggest transformation or transcendence that we used to call death. Death is not only by physical death or body. Death can be through emotions, through concepts, through ideas, beliefs, and so on. So the energy of Scorpio talks about dying, about something that is coming coming into a different aspect. So you need to wonder about how you are going to do that transcendence. We can relate this concept with the moment of death. When we are close to death, one of the main things that we start to think about is, have I done everything that I was supposed to do? I go deep into my body. I go deep into my soul, asking myself, have I done everything I ever wanted? Did I solve all the problems with the people I loved? I accomplished my mission. What do I feel about my life? I start to ask myself all these things as a first thing. And the next step would be to think, where am I going? What is going to happen? I need to see if there are ghosts in the other side, if there is a heaven, how can I connect without energy in the other side, because I'm going there? So the energy of Scorpio is the one that shows you everything that is inside, hidden of your soul throughout your life, and ask yourself, what is coming next? What is happening in the other level? So Scorpio is that transition, is the transcendence from one plane to another. And that's why Scorpio hurts, because you have to face somehow everything that used to happen, that you wasn't looking at, and you have to face the reality that death is coming, and you have to do something with it. So remember that we are entering Aquarius age. So we can relate, as I said yesterday, that humans are living through the energy of Cancer because we live through the mandates of our families. We are living through the codes and conditions of our ancestors, of the clan, the family. We do exactly what the group is saying for us to do because we are protected this way and we feel loved by this way, in this way. So when we start to enter the energy of Aquarius in this new age, the age is asking us to transcend these limitations, this way of thinking, of holding the patterns of the past, so we can love in a different way, much more related to the networks as Aquarius time. So that's why the Cancer civilization is trying to find the love of Pisces, which is more spread, goes everywhere. And this is why Scorpio comes to help. Scorpio is the one that says, this is the time to clean up all the things that you were hiding through history, and now you have to change it, otherwise it will repeating once and again. So the task of Scorpio, of the energy of Scorpio, is very important in the transcendence of one age to another. Let's remember why Scorpio represents death. Scorpio represents death because, as we always say, according to the Northern Hemisphere, Scorpio is in the middle of autumn. And autumn, this moment of the time, is when everything dies. The fall, the falling of the leaves of the trees, the crust of the trees are falling, everything starts to fall apart. The cold is coming. So everything that was alive during the summer, during spring, now starts to die during the period of Scorpio. So as you know, in that time we have October 31st, which is Halloween. And that moment was celebrating in all Europe because it's the moment where all that was alive goes into everything that is dead. The subtle energy is taking place, leaving life behind. So that's why it's the day of the death. It's the moment of transition in between life and death. So all the energy of Scorpio is related to what is happening in that moment of the year, which is the fall, the dying of everything. And this is the connection that we have of why in our subconscious we relate this time with the fall, with everything falling. So as we always say, it's not the stars, it's about what is happening in the earth, on earth, while those stars are there. Scorpio. Scorpio. Something really really weird had happened, but nothing outside of normal. um, so just that that when I was talking about the portal, it's like the energy was like opening that portal, and we are talking about the darkness and so on. So they use this kind of things. So it blows some parts of the electricity. But here we are. So did I said everything that I was supposed to say? Just to remember that the energy of Aquarius, of Scorpio, is the one related to the dark side and everything that we don't want to see. So even if there are some dark sides or dark parts that are lost and distorted, remember that as a system, the darkness is not against us. The darkness is basically a system that is trying to show the parts that we have not worked pretty well. Okay, so the darkness is the one that shows here's the problem, and so that's why we need to understand about that system. Okay, so when the dark energies appears and we are willing to transcend, we should not think as Cancer saying I have to protect me, I have to take care of myself and take care of the ones I love. Okay, that's the Cancer way. When the darkness appears, what we have to do is not to just start to, hey, I don't want you here. What we have to do is to ask ourselves why it appears, what I wasn't watching, that what I wasn't paying attention to, that it appears. Okay, so the question is always what we have not seen yet that the darkness appear. So of course that when Scorpio is outside it axis, what it does is to look for these weak points, but instead of helping the other person to know where they are so they can heal it, what they do, what this concept does, is to provoke the wound, to create the harm. Okay, so this is the aspect of Scorpio that usually hurts. Is the part of Scorpio that does the manipulation by emotion, by psychology, because it knows exactly how to use the lower and the weakest part of everyone. So that's witchcraft also. It's to know how to handle the different dimensions in order to use the other ones. So remember that the energy of Scorpio is this dark energy that is in the sacrum, that produce the energy from the body, so we can grow, we can nourish ourselves with that energy. So the best explanation and image that we can have of the energy of Scorpio when it's in balance is, so the best way to describe it is a swamp where all the waters are dark and you cannot see what is there, but is the only place where the lotus flower can blossom. So the lotus is the high chakra that opens to the divine, and it's the only place where the lotus can take this information is from the darkness of the mud of the swamp. So that's how we have to use the energy of Scorpio. The idea that you have to take from Scorpio today in order to use it for the Aquarius energy is to take all this energy of Scorpio like an attribute, not like something that describes the Scorpio people, but something that we all have within. So we have to understand this part of ourselves in order to use it properly for our own transcendence and evolution. So remember, Scorpio is the one saying, if you want to change, you need to face all the uncomfortable things of your soul. And of course, that in the other side, in the opposite of Scorpio, we will have Taurus. So while Scorpio says you have to change everything, you have to face your shit, in the other side, Taurus will say, I don't want to face anything. I just want to lay down, to sleep quietly, to eat as much as I can. Don't take me out of this house. I want to be quiet. Don't change my life. Okay, so the opposite. So let's go to the information for today. The vibration for today is Bu. The statement for today is, I am emotional nourishment. The code for today is down. The perception of down is nothing more than a way of naming the cosmic concept of inside or inner, within. The same way as the superiority concept of up, the inferiority concept of down is explained from the superficial point of view of a sphere relative to the concentration of all its forces in the node that connects all perspectives or grades on a sphere. This way, down can be contemplated from any direction of a star relative to the inner nucleus. So clearly, Scorpio, we go down to the core of things. So with the company of all these beings that are in other dimension, breaking the electricity wires of this building, let's go to the alignment. So I don't know if you already noticed, but I have many things in Scorpio. And this is why I don't have any problem on sharing all my personal shit with all of you. And of course, channeling in YouTube and do whatever. I don't really care. So we close our eyes, sit comfortable, and concentrate in your breathing. I become aware of the environment that I am seated in, where I find myself, and I use my imagination to make it into a deep, dark space, and I am floating in the middle of it. I think of my body as if it is the body of Earth, spinning and watching all the stars around. I recognize that on my skin, inside my body, I can feel the history of every living being, of every human. Every suffering, every joy, all of it is recorded within me. I become aware that inside of me is hidden all those things that I didn't face throughout the history. So I take a deep breath and take a look inside of me to all those things, to my inner hell. Take a look to the inner hell, watching straight to its eyes all the things that you haven't faced, that you are afraid to transcend. No judgment. I recognize that everything that is within me in this hell are the sensations, the emotions that I locked within. All of them are locked, trapped because of me. I created this hell. I created my own demons. If I am willing to move ahead, it's only my own task to open all these demons, to set them free so the energy can move again and be used as fuel for my spirit. I take all these demons, my own demons, as emotions that nourished my own consciousness. I recognize that through centuries I have been said that my demons must be locked, that they are my enemies, when in reality they are the fuel, the energy I need to set myself through light, to become enlightened. The only thing that can make my demons a danger is to have fear of not knowing how to use them. I set the intention then to nourish myself with these emotions, and learn how to use them for my own enlightenment. I am the emotional nourishment. I am the emotional nourishment. I am the emotional nourishment. And I set the intention that there is no other being outside able to eat my emotions. Only me. I know. My demons are energy. My energy is enlightenment. In front of me, I can see the constellation of Scorpio, and from it, with my hands, I take its energy to nourish me with its darkness, so I can use it as a tool for my own enlightenment. Take a deep breath, and each one at its own time. Come back here and now. Thank you everybody for being there as always. And see you tomorrow at the same time.